There is something that every single woman has. And every single woman at one point in time has believed that this one thing that she has is going to be enough to keep her relationship and her marriage together.
When married couples have smacks, what does it mean? Does it make them come closer? Is it show the act of love? Or is just a normal thing to do, enjoyment? Anyway, we're talking about this particular couple because this lady posted on her page and she was like, she just put a caption. They were walking into the bedroom and she was like, when my husband initiates smacks, I remind myself that what he's really saying is, I want to feel close to you right now. So is it that when we have sex with our partner, especially when you're married, does that mean that you're gonna get close to your partner? Is that act of getting close to your partner or something else? You guys, there's our conversation in the comment section. I have interesting videos to show you guys. Let's watch these videos together, then we'll come back and discuss.
There is something that every single woman has. And every single woman at one point in time has believed that this one thing that she has is going to be enough to keep her relationship and her marriage together. Men are so emotionally void that for a lot of women, the only amount of closeness that you will ever have to a man, the only time that you will actually feel as though you're having some form of intimacy with a man is when you are sleeping with him. This is where that whole narrative of when you're married, you never turn your man down for sex, because once you're married, it should always be about giving him what he wants when he wants it, because that is what you're supposed to do. For a lot of women, that's the most love that they are going to get out of the man that they are with. The man doesn't want to hear about her problems. The man does not want to empathize with what issues she's having. A man does not want to be a pillar of support for her when she really needs somebody to lean on. The only time a man is going to look in your eyes is in the bedroom. The only time a man is going to say, I love you, and you actually feel like he means it, is when you're in the bedroom with him. The only time that you feel as though you're getting a morsel, just a morsel of the validation that you're not getting outside of the bedroom, is enough for a lot of women to subconsciously compromise on putting themselves in a predicament where sex is the only thing that their relationship is surviving off of. When I seen YV Edit show this video on a post that she made, I had to find the video and talk about this, because I am a firm believer. The O gap, the orgasm gap, shows us us as women, we're not getting fulfilled in the bedroom. Okay? The climaxes are not happening like women are trying to make it out to be. The climax is you feeling loved. The climax is you feeling validated. The climax is you getting a little pinch of intimacy from a man, because he's not giving it to you in any other form or fashion. He's not giving you anything outside of the bedroom to make you believe and feel he cares about me, he validates me, he honors me, he respects me, and he actually wants to be with me. He actually enjoys spending time with me. He looks forward to seeing me. He goes out of his way to make sure that we are doing things together, that we are bonded together. For most relationships, sex is the only way that a woman is going to feel like that. And what happens is that a lot of women conflate that intimacy in the bedroom as being a form of honey and not glue that is going to hold the relationship together. sex is honey. It's not fucking glue to your relationship. The glue is the emotional intelligence, the emotional intimacy, the understanding, the empathy, the support. That's the fucking glue. Sex is simply honey. Because when that dies down, when it gets a little bit warm and that honey can't stick anymore, all of the cracks in the foundation of the lack of emotional intelligence, the lack of understanding, empathy, vulnerability, etc., those cracks are going to show up in the relationship. sex is only going to carry the relationship so far. And it'll get to a point where women will realize that they're just being used at this point because you're not getting off. I'm sorry. You women that sit here and make it seem as if you're fucking getting off, you're not getting off. You just feel good in the moment because you're like, finally, he's saying he loves me. Finally, I feel like he fucking wants me. If the only time you feel as though a man wants you is when you're in the bedroom with him, when he has like a 99.9% chance that he's going to get off, that doesn't count. That don't count, boo. Okay? A man plowing you out in the bedroom don't count as a form of intimacy because he's going to get off. That's why he's plowing you down in the bedroom. He ain't plowing you down because he actually likes you. He ain't plowing you down because he's actually interested in you. He doing what he got to do to get his, and you're just making it seem in your brain as if this is a high form of love. That's not fucking love. That's not normal. Because you can do that with everybody. You cannot have vulnerability, emotional intimacy, emotional intelligence, empathy for just any old person. That is a form of bonding that far extends beyond what you're going to do in the bedroom with another person. And a lot of men will fake that just to get you in the bedroom. It will be very performative. And then when they take that performance away, now you're hanging on by a thread with sex in the bedroom. Don't ever let this be you, ladies. Don't ever let this be you.
There is no one that scares me more than other married couples, because what do you mean this is your mindset? That is so freaky fucking weird, y'all. Like, sometimes people will give me a hard time about being a married content creator in the space that I'm in. And I get upset and I get my feelings hurt, but then I come on the internet and I can't tell the difference between something I'm hearing from like a relationship expert and the shit that I used to hear in church from deeply misogynistic men and women. That's the commonality, right? It's misogyny. It gives something to a man at the expense of a woman. It gives men an easy pass, A, to a woman's body, and then B, to complete emotional and relational laziness. Using SMEX, like sexual intimacy, as a closeness substitute is actually really, really dangerous and really harmful to your relationship. It's actually really terrible advice. This is why talking about misogyny is so important, because I don't think people stop and think about these things. I don't think that people are critical enough of the kind of things that they will just go out there and say with their whole chest and give it out like it's a really, really good advice without stopping to think about it like for even a second. And most of the time these people are women, and it's because we are taught to be misogynistic towards ourselves. Like yeah, when your husband's approaching you for sex, that's because he wants to feel close to you. Let's just stop and unpack that. My first question, and I feel like this should be so motherfucking obvious, but yet here we are. My first question is, how exactly does having SMEX help you get closer as a married couple? Because to me, SMEX is something that you do out of an abundance of closeness and other types of intimacy and safety, love, right? You don't do it as a way to fill up that tank. That tank should be full when you go to have sex with your spouse. If you are doing it outside of that, you're probably using it as a substitute for something, which I don't really feel like I ever have sex with my spouse out of a lack of something. I hope y'all are like noticing that fundamental difference, right? Because sex by itself is something you can do with anybody. You can do it with a stranger. You know what I mean? It's not in and of itself like sacred, right? It's not something that'll bring you closer. In fact, especially to a man, like the other dumb oversight here is, oh, men use SMEX as a way to... The same men will be like, oh, it was just SMEX, it meant nothing. The same men that will be like, oh, it was just corn, it meant nothing. The same men who will be like, oh, you can just lay there. That's the men that you're gonna bring closer to you with SMEX. Like, give me a fucking break. But it is just so harmful, in my opinion, to put this kind of rhetoric out there, because it completely excuses men from actual emotional and even physical intimacy and closeness with their wife. Not only that, but they can blame the lack of that on, oh, you're not having sex with me enough, which is absolutely terrible. I mean, people are already out here talking about how marriage is just sex work anyway. And here go these creators being like, yeah, and you know what? When you don't feel like showing up to work, just kind of hype yourself up and remind yourself that it's because you need a paycheck. Like it's giving me that exact same energy. I just have to remind myself that it's his way of feeling close to me. Are you fucking joking me? That is an absolutely crazy thing to say. Like, I hate to ask, but how do you picture your husband being close then with your kids or with your extended family? Or with his in laws or with his friends, as he's having sex with all those people too. Like, insinuating that sex is the only way that men feel close to their wives is crazy. How do you feel close to other people in your life? You don't, right? Probably because you think sex is the only way for you to feel close to people. And everything about that, you have a recipe for a complete disaster. Two very resentful spouses. And a marriage that, I mean, honestly, is like a paper boat in an ocean. You know what I mean? Like, if that's really your husband's only path to feeling close to you is through your vagina, like, I have really bad news for you. What happened to talking? What happened to like bonding? What happened to doing fun things together? What happened to asking questions? What happened to hello? I'm reminded every day that most women are literally experiencing and exhibiting Stockholm syndrome in their marriage. I can't really be mad when people assume that mine is the same way because this kind of rhetoric is so common and so out there. It's my mistake for thinking that all of this kind of vile crap was just limited to the walls of the church. Because really, once again, the common foundation here is misogyny. It's the belief that everybody else's life and well-being and everything like that should happen at the very real expense of women, and that women should pay for it with their body, their time, their vulnerability, putting themselves at risk of all kinds of things, just so that men can quote unquote feel close to them because that's the only way they know how. Give me a fucking break.
Some married people usually say sex in marriage can be boring. And I personally feel like why they say that is because we women, we are always feeling like we owe our body to our husbands whenever they want it, however they want it, anywhere they want it. Even when you don't want to, even when you're not feeling it, even when you're pissed off, even when your body's like, no, not touching, we always want to do it because that is, when you marry, they tell you submit to your husband and do not deprive your husband's sex or something. They usually say, right? So married women who just, even though they're not enjoying it, they just feel like, okay, what's the worst that's going to happen? I'm just going to lie down there and he's going to do whatever he wants to do. So she's saying that whenever her husband initiates sex, means that he wants to get close to her. The thing is, you can have sex with anybody. Okay? hmm You can have sex with somebody you're meeting at the very first time. Doesn't mean you want to get close to the person. You can pay for sex. Doesn't mean you want to get close to the person. You can, just for fun of it. Doesn't mean you want to get close to the person. So does it mean that when you want to have sex with somebody, shows that you want to get close, shows that the other person want to get close to you, or the person just wants to get to a point and and I feel like when men want to have sex with you, especially when they are already very hard down there, they always want to do everything just to make you, agree. They will do anything. They can do anything just to, that's why some of them will pay. Okay, because they're like, what, I need to relax. So I'm going to do whatever it takes for me to enter you right now. You see them doing the normal thing, doing the do, That's when they might even want to massage you and, try to be a good person to you. But when they don't want it, they don't do all of that too. But when they want to have sex with you, that's it because they don't have any. And the moment they are done. I feel like when it comes to sex with women, it is not just about that moment. Like, okay, let's have sex. It's about what led to that, the connection, the care, how you make them feel before the sex and after the sex. Because most of the time, some women will tell you that I've been having sex for the past 20 something years. I have never reached O before. They have never, okay? But then they will still tell you, oh, I enjoy having sex with this person. But then they do not, oh, okay? So the thing is the connection that women get before, or the kind of attention or that feeling you get before, the care and however the person makes you feel before this makes, and also after, shows how much you can get close to the person. Another thing is, what about the couples that cannot have sex due to medical reason? Do you mean that, are you trying to say that they are not close or they cannot be close or something? I don't think sex is the only thing that can make you close. In fact, I feel like sex is something you can get easily get. So if you're saying sex is going to make you close to a person and is your husband, I feel like this thing is something you can easily get. I feel like sex is the easiest thing to get anywhere, anyhow. You can easily get, you can really have sex with anybody. But connecting with people emotionally, I feel like that is not something you can easily get from anybody, right? You can easily have sex with anybody, anywhere, anytime, but you might not even feel anything for them. So if you feel like your husband is having sex with you and you feel like you're getting close to him, I don't know what to say anyway. What's your take on this? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section respectfully. As always, Sugar Mariah Davies, and thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one.